It's always on mute for some reason. Good evening, everyone. November 3rd, 2023. Life is great. Life is great. There's stuff going on in my life right now that's making me happy. I'm just going to take a few seconds to say hi to everyone. Marilyn was here first, and I was second. And yeah, I felt like giving 5 free gift memberships. It's a way for me to promote my channel as well. It's not only, I know that the people, when they receive free gift, they might not necessarily come back on their own, but it's giving me a chance to promote the stuff I do. And I know for one that when I receive a free membership to someone's channel, I tend to go and watch their stuff a little bit more because I only have it for 1 month, right? So I try to spend as much time as I can watching their stuff. Yeah, I gave you an explanation, and you are very welcome. Hope you enjoy, and that sounds yummy. Hello, Cindy. Your T-shirt is on the way, and I sent the information to Annie about the sticker that your sister won. I didn't have a chance to put mine to put my order in yet. Yeah, always happy that it's the weekend. Um, you know, there's some people out there saying that, hey, if you find the right job, you'll be happy to go to work. I know some people that are happy to go to work. They're on vacation and actually go to work because they know nothing else. That's not me. I promise you, once I retire, unless there's another crazy inflation in 20 years from now, I will retire and stay retired. People keep saying if they won the lottery that they would not know what to do with their time. If you win the lottery and you don't know what to do with your time, you can give it to me. I know what to do with my time. There's only one life to live, and I just hate the fact that we have to go and live it working the whole time. Because if we don't work, we got nothing, right? Hello, Fisherman 506, another lucky winner of my um, membership giveaway. Hello, Sarah. Nice to have you here. For once, you're not working on my live stream, or you don't have any other obligations, I guess. I'm just going to take a few seconds to promote my members. Uh, the members have been moving a lot. I know Tracy's been trying to up me on that one because I keep buying him free members, and he's doing the same to me. But this time, I messed with him. Tracy, if you're watching the replay, I bought myself 5 members. So Marilyn thinks that she thinks that there's no more people available. Maybe we should show her wrong. Just kidding. Just kidding. You don't owe me anything. Well, I have for 17 months now. Dave Knight has been a member of mine, and I also have Marilyn Little Homestead by the Beach and T-Hand141 Tracy that's been on for 17 months. I have Sarah, Homestead. It's been a member for 13 months. I have, let me see, who else? Me and You Acres for a total of 12 months. She's been another member of mine. Annie and Back to Basics Homestead, 11 months. Martin and Adventures with Outdoor Eagles, they've been members for 4 months. I have Northumberland Acres, GR Cyclot, and V's Place and Robin that have been members for 26 days. My son Lucas has been a member for 3 months. He keeps winning. Lucky winner. Horror Life Off Grid, Amanda has been a member for 9 months. Matt Rogers, 4 months. Jody Swanson, 4 months. Suzanne Goulet, 3 months. and I have Fisherman506 and Tina Harper that's been a member since today. I thought Fisherman506 you won one of those membership before. Um, Probably mistaken because your name is showing as 0 days as of today, kind of thing. Regardless, I'm happy for each and every one of my members, and I, in the last few weeks, I realized that I haven't been giving the big shout out that I promised. Either even if you just pay the 99 cents or $2.99, it's still showing, and one of the perks you're getting a shout out. I know I have it scrolling down there most of the time. I figured I was going to start sharing a little bit more of your channels, of your videos, and this is something I've been trying to do. Now, life is busy. Everybody knows. This time of year, I have about 50 squash, 50 zucchinis that if I don't put in the freezer or in a can in the next week, I might lose it all. And I work full time. Tomorrow, my buddy asked me to go help him out butcher the pigs. They have no experience. I do. Can't say no to that. I mean, you have a friend that's been helping you your whole life. You kind of have to help them a little bit too. Hello, Amanda. That's awesome. Yeah. A year and a half already. Time goes by fast. So tomorrow is going to be one of those days where, I'm not going to be home, and I won't have time to do much canning. On Sunday, I think I should be able to be here. But then next weekend, I'm leaving for deer hunting. I don't know if Jack and Lindsay are in here. No, I don't think they are, but I know they're very busy and they go to bed early because they're up early. I know Jack shot at a buck and he missed. We're going down there. We're actually not going to hunt on their property. They have a wonderful neighbor that has a big land, and he's allowing us to go hunt there. And one of the deal we have with Jack is that he's now part of our moose hunting group. If he gets drawn or Lindsay gets drawn for moose hunting, they basically have a place to go. We're kind of their guides, if you like. We know where the moose is, as you've seen in my last couple of videos in the last few years. And even this year, it was not one of us that had a tag. It was my uncle, and they're even getting part of the moose. So it's the kind of thing that I like about the community. You help each other out, and you don't ask for anything in return, but you still get something in return because that's how people are most of the time. Last year when I met Scott for the first time rambling with the brooms, he took me out for supper. He didn't want me to pay for my meal. I told him that I owed him one, and eventually I was going to get him. I made 25 pounds of grinded meat into jerky. I purchased some of those Nesco spices, Nesco cure for meat to do some jerky, and I sent him a pack today. And I made the mistake of showing him the receipt because I wanted to show him the tracking number. I tried to hide the price. He didn't see the final cost, but he saw some of it, and he decided that he was going to pay for shipping, and I didn't want him to pay for shipping. Now I'll owe him a little bit more. I will get him on his next live stream. Hopefully he's not listening right now. Scott, Shut your ears. So yeah, just that's one of my flaw. I start talking about something and I switch stories like that. I was first talking about all the stuff I have to do. Then I switched to the hunting, to Jack and Lindsay, and then to the community, to Scott. Yeah, I like talking. Sometimes that don't make sense. Don't hesitate. If I have moderators in there, don't hesitate to tell me, Remy, you're sidetracking, come back on track. Yeah, so it is a busy time of year. And I know it's not everyone that has time to watch every single video. But for me, the membership area is a way to promote a little bit. Is a way to promote a little bit of the personal life, kind of. I usually will post pictures of what's going on in the background. I have some very interesting videos that I want to show. One of them, I'm not sure how it's going to turn out because it was like a haunted forest activity that was organized by the school. My daughter Miley was in there. My niece Layton was in there. I remember seeing Layton in there, but I'm sorry, I'm getting confused with what Magdalene is saying, but I don't remember seeing my daughter Miley in there. And she told me that she had one of the masks, where when you got there, blah blah blah. And I don't remember seeing her. Well, I remember so many things, but I don't remember seeing that specific monster that she's talking about. Love the land every day. Thank you very much for being here. I didn't forget you. You still have one sticker going your way from me. And I gave your information to Back to Basics Homestead, and she will send you another sticker. I'm hoping that you will tell me if I start talking about different kind of stuff that don't make sense. Yeah, I didn't see Tracy's video on that yet, and I didn't see Angie's video on that yet, so I don't know if they're going to follow or not. But, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's just for fun. Sometimes when you do those little collaboration, when you accept the challenge, you get people to watch, and you get a few people that don't usually watch. So it's always fun. Yeah, you're sidetracking me. So that video happened when it was dark. We had, it was like a fundraiser for the school. So it was $5 each. And I mean, it's for a good cause, right? I think it's going back to school, in the school for breakfast, or I don't know. I could be wrong. It might be for the activities for the kids. I don't know. But I went with my son Lucas. And when we got there, we were the first two, of course, because I'm always early. And the first two people that arrived behind me were my cousins, Caddy and Mark. And, we started talking, and then eventually they told us to go, but it was in groups of 8. So they took 4 younger ones with us, four teenagers that we didn't know. And they made us walk to the entrance of, like, it's an old ATV trail, but you go in, and then they made you go in the woods. But they had, a little trail. They had, they called them the Reaper, some sort of a guide. The only thing I have to say negative about that event, there's 3 things. First of all, it was pitch dark. There was no way for us to see until we arrived at the station. So it was kind of a little bit dangerous because we couldn't see where we were going. Second thing, sorry. Second thing is that the guide was going a little bit too fast. I wanted to show the teenagers a bunch of stuff, but it was going a little bit too fast for us to be able to enjoy the little scenes here and there. And third thing I can say is they put down those pallets for us to walk on, because it was even at some point I film and I show, like, look at the swamp right there. So it's wet. It's a walk in the spruces and cedars. So it's wet. So they put down pallets so that we could walk on it. Other than that, it was awesome. Like, it was great. I just don't know if the fact that I filmed in the dark, if it's gonna come out good on the screen. This is probably something that's gonna come out for members only because of that. Um, I know members only. It's always extra stuff, and it's not necessarily the stuff that I want thousands of people to see. But it was pretty cool. There was, like, the first station, the first place we arrived. It was like one of those scary movie scenes where there were a bunch of, well, they're kids, but they had those masks on. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but they just, as soon as we got there, they were sitting on like wooden benches, and they just got up, being very, like, dead serious, walking towards us, and they were really scary. I'm like, okay, like, this is kind of creepy and this is kind of cool. I really enjoyed that part. And then there were places like, a big butchering, torturing kids, which was obviously not true. It was just like a setup, but it was kind of cool. Then you arrived at a few places. They were like those skeletons, and then you had those little zombies. They were walking towards you, and they said not to touch the actors, of course. But my daughter told me after that some of the people were really rude at them, swearing at them and all. But I guess that's the kind of thing that happened. But I don't know how that video is going to turn out. But I know that being through it, it was kind of cool. And I wish that I would have gone a second time to be able to enjoy everything a little bit more. But $5, it was $10. It's a good cause. Encourage the young kids in school. It was good. I just filmed it, just need to edit it. That's fine. You can do it. I know today you spent a lot of time watching other people's video, because there's a lot of us that posted video. Well, I didn't, but there's a lot of people that did. I am so far behind. I'm gonna have to catch up at some point. I went to trick-or-treatings with the kids. Well, kids. Claudie brought one of her friend. Miley brought one of her friend. Lucas was not with us. He went with some of his friends. Anthony thought it was too old to pass Halloween, and he decided not to come. Hello, Tammy. Thank you for stopping by. Alexa, being Alexa, she's game for everything, and she enjoys everything, and she decided to come. She's not tall, so let's just say that she kind of looks like a kid, even when she has a mask on. Especially when she has a mask on. Let's see if I can find one of those, just to give you a little heads up of what might be coming, because we were passing Halloween. We stopped by my parents, my aunts, a few of my old colleagues that I used to work with. And then let's see if I can put that there somehow. Okay, I will have to download this first. And yeah, so we went. I don't call it a town. It's Dalhousie. It's an old town. I don't even know if it's considered a town anymore. But there's like this one street where it's a bunch of, I don't want to say rich people, but it's just a bunch of houses with people that loves Halloween. And, the kids just have to pass on one side, and it can fill up like a pillow. Anyway, one of big bags, and we noticed some pictures on Facebook from a friend saying that there was a haunted house and that it was pretty cool. So we figured we were going to go and sorry, I got a message there. I got sidetracked again. So yeah, we wanted to go and visit this haunted house, and trust me when I say that it was all worth it. Let's see. The download is almost complete. The way that I have to do it is I have to film with my phone, let it upload on the cloud during the night, and that's the only way that I can actually come back on my computer to download it from the cloud the next day. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna show that in a second. Hello, Caitlin. Thank you so much for stopping by. Now, we had to go inside. I'm just showing a little glimpse, about a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes of what we saw. Keep in mind when the video comes out that it was full of decorations outside in the back of the property. You'll see we go in by the front door, we get out by the back door. Let me present that. It's just a little glimpse of what's happening. Let me. Okay. Can you still hear me if I put myself in the background like? Now you can hear me. You can hear me if I'm in the background. Okay, so I'm gonna put this up. Watch this and try to imagine how much it probably cost those people, that couple, to do that. And I can't film everything the way I want because there's some people behind me, but it's pretty cool. Look at that. There was a bunch of stuff in the living room, but I just couldn't go in there. There was too many people. And when you got to that point, there was someone waiting there to give you your trees, but obviously I didn't take any. But look at that outside. I just watched the movie Trick or Treating, and that little small one. Let's see. That one right there. That one is in the movie, and he actually has that candy, and he's like hurting people with it, which is kind of cool. Yeah, from what I understand, it took the couple, it took them 4 months to organize everything. Can you imagine? That mean like you have to love Halloween. And I also heard that they bought the house next door just so that they could store all their decorations, because I guess they do something similar for Christmas. That's just insane. Hello, Rebecca Touched by Yarn. Thank you so much for stopping by. I can't imagine. I'm thinking that it's probably about $100 at full price for all those characters, all those inflatable balloons that you see, and you just saw in a straight line going upstairs. You didn't see everything I filmed outside going down the hill back in front of the house. You didn't see everything that was on both sides of the house. It was just crazy. It was awesome. And then there was another guy down the road a little bit further, maybe like 2 minutes away. He was doing it for a fundraiser, and he posted a video this morning on Facebook. I didn't see how much how much money he was able to raise, but he's giving all the money back. It was all like donations, and he's taking all the money back for the breakfast in schools. So it was kind of cool. He had something similar, but only outside. And I just knew that eventually I was going to get one of those characters that would have like a real human. And he was going to try to scare me. And of course, it was the last one. And he had this little cage. He had his face in the cage with a little baby, a fake baby in the cage. And like he was holding the cage like this and turning around and just doing like. And suddenly, as soon as I got in front of him, he was like, "Brah!" And I'm like, I knew this was coming. He's like, "Oh, I almost got you." I said, "Yes, you almost did, but I knew this was going to happen." But it was kind of cool. I hope the video comes out great. Let's see. Marilyn. It's been a long week. Not in a bad way. It was a good week. Even though I didn't do much. I've had some positive things happening in my life right now, and life is great. Usually at this time of year, I get seasonal depression. I'm just trying to be positive and look at the bright side on everything. Your private message that you sent me, it was my answer. It's wine. It's so good. That one is so good. If Scott is watching the replay at some point, or if he hears this, I will try to bring you a bottle of that wine next year. I brought some for a few people at the conference, and they all enjoyed it. I know Darren keeps saying the wine was good. Annie said the same thing. I didn't hear from Patrick, though. We didn't hear from Patrick in our live streams for a little while. He must be busy. Patrick Coste hasn't been here for a long time. Canadian Family Life. Tiffany, hello. Thank you very much for stopping by. Do you know if Scott's going live tonight? He posted a live stream yesterday. It was kind of weird because I received a notification. I think it was around like 2 a.m. in the morning, and then suddenly I get up and it didn't start, and I see that the time was changed, and I guess it was like at 2 or 3 p.m. and he never showed up. I know he was gone. He was gone on a little road trip there. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. Is that the way you write your name, or is it like the traditional Lee? I know there's a few different ways, and I've seen a few different people writing your name different ways. I'm just curious. Um, November 3rd. Is there anything going on in your life, guys? Okay, it is the right way to write your name. Awesome. So it's pronounced Lee. Cool. So how's it going, Tiffany? We've had our first snow. It didn't stay, but everything stayed cold after. Um, I was hoping to be able to harvest a few wild plants before everything froze, but it froze so fast. I still have it's a Quebec Black Friday. Oh yeah, it's a thing in Quebec. You, you guys in Quebec always do your own thing. I have a few things to shut down. Um, okay. What was I talking about? Yeah, so now that it's cold and it's about to snow, I have to finish harvesting my rabbits. And I'm not going to talk too much about it on here, but I found a way to do it quickly, painlessly, without making any sound. Um, and, it's not a big job anymore. Once you know how to butcher a rabbit, it takes about 10 minutes per rabbit. So I go out, I take one, I do what I have to do. Takes 10 seconds. 30 minutes later, 10 minutes later, he's in the freezer. Um, I'm thinking about doing the same thing with a few of my chickens, just so that I can, you know, refresh my flock a little bit. I don't want to have to put them all down, but I'm thinking about maybe taking like 3 of them, and after that, I should be able to get 3 more next year and keep it going like that. Um, I have those little harm rests for chickens somewhere. I'm gonna have to find them, but that will help me remember which ones um, are the oldest. Okay, so I had the right pronunciation. Uh, it's going. We still have snow. You still have snow, but from what I saw on the Weather Network, sometime this week it's supposed to be +7, so the snow's gonna melt away. And that's not good for me because I'm going deer hunting down there in a week. I'm leaving on the November 12th in the morning, and we're gonna get there, bring Jack and Lindsay their moose meat, and we're gonna start hunting the next day. My son Anthony's coming this year. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Harvesting on the farm. Soybeans are done. Starting corn tomorrow. Are you in zone 5 or 4? It seems like your zone is a little bit. Your dates are a little bit different than ours, because usually here our first frost date is usually around the 15th of September. This year, I think it was early October. I went to the community garden last weekend. I think it was last Sunday, and I harvested one more squash that I thought was never going to. I didn't think it was going to be there. I got there because I was looking for wild plants. I'll come back to that in a second. And I saw one of those squash from far away in my aisle. So I went there, picked it up, and on my way back, I found a few a few carrots, and I figured, everyone's done. The whole garden has been harvested. There's nothing left. I'm just gonna go walk around to see if there's anything that people forgot. It's at this time usually the garden is done. I found about like 3 radishes, 2 more carrots, and like 3 beets. Um, and there was like 1 beet there, 1 beet way back there, 1 carrot over there, 1 radish there. I don't think people were gonna go and get them. Um, so yeah, I was there to try to find one of those wild plants. I am taking one of those foraging class um, given by Jessica Gauvin. She speaks English in the Fredericton area, I think she is. So if there's anyone interested in doing a class like that, she's good with mushrooms and plants. Um, Tiffany, she's not too far from you, and she can go like on site sometimes for a little tour. But also, if you're interested in an online class, you can do like monthly payments, or she has different options, and she's really, really, really good. Your snow's gone. Nice, you're lucky. It's only the tree line here, but it's still there. It's not about being fast. It might just be the way that I do things. Maybe you guys do things differently. What I do is I have a rope hanging out on my in my garage on the ceiling, and it comes out wide enough that the legs will go like this, but not too wide. It won't stretch the legs, but it's just enough that the legs will stay like maybe 10 inches apart. And then once you start like removing the fur from the feet, you can just haul it down, way down, and that part takes like 1 minute. And then after that, you just have to follow the belly and remove the insides. That takes another 5 minutes, and then you rinse it, bring it inside. 10 minutes. We are still an accident rabbit. Look out for a week. Okay, because some of your rabbits did the thing. Yeah. I have issues with my females, my does. They're not taking care of their babies properly. So I don't know what's going on. Yeah, you guys are going to get nice weather and the snow is going to melt, which is kind of not a good thing for me, because I want to go deer hunting, and when you have snow, it's even better. But like I said, we have 2 doe tags, and man, I love the deer meat. I love venison. If I see something that I know it's a deer, no matter what size it is, I will take my shot, because I just want to put meat in the freezer. And we have 2 doe tags this year, and we have 4 tags total. So hopefully we can come home with at least 2 deers, and it'd be even better if we had 1 more. If we had 3, that would be like best hunting trip ever. One got 3 yesterday, but she did not know how to take care of them, so now they are a gift to nature. Oh no, that sucks. That's not fun. Zone 5. Okay. So I'm guessing your harvesting season is starting probably a little bit after mine, but going a little bit further, because I start sowing my seeds early June. It takes about 2 months. So usually early mid August, I start harvesting, and then it lasts until mid and September. So maybe like anywhere between 1 and 2 months. But this year was a little bit special. We started harvesting at the end of July, and we were able to harvest until like 2 weeks ago, which is not normal. It's crazy. It's probably not going to happen again. I'm originally from Kitchener. Awesome. Hey, Thomas. Hope all is well. Long time no see. Yeah. Hope you're doing better. Been following you. I know you went fishing a little bit. So hopefully you had fun. I know you caught a few brookies. That's always fun to have. I can't hunt at all this year, unfortunately, or gather wood now or anything. Thank God for my family and friends. Yeah. So um, you can't do anything, any like physical activity or anything like that. I was talking to I went to Walmart earlier today, and I met with one of my mom's cousin, and we started chatting because I used to coach all of her three daughters at soccer. So she knows me very well, and she knows about the struggle I've had in the past, and like she was happy to see that I was doing better, and we started talking about she was retired, and she decided to come back to work to help them out because there was like one of the employee was on long term um, uh, not disability, but she was sick long term leave, and she was telling me that she was turning, I think it was 59. She said, and she asked me how my dad was doing, and I'm like, my dad is like, he's 65. He should have retired this year, but he needs to go for one more year. And I'm like, he's still in pretty good shape for his age. Um, he's 65 years old, and when we go deer hunting, he's the one that's gonna go like from point A to point B in the middle of the woods. He's gonna put his GPS on, his compass on, and that's what he likes to do. Um, and while he's doing this, I'm sitting there in the middle of the woods, listening to the sound of nature, and most of the time I'm just like. So chances are I will not see any deer, but it's so relaxing. Um, it's funny because he's 25 years older than me, and he's the one walking back and forth in the woods trying to get something moving, and I'm the one sitting there with no energy, and my knees are hurting and my back is hurting, and I'm like, okay, well, at least there's hope that at some point um, I might turn out like my dad and be in good shape. He's not the kind of guy to go for a jog, obviously, but I know he's still in good shape enough that he can walk through the woods. And at some point, my brother was like, "Man, I'm kind of scared because someday he's not gonna come back to the truck, because he's 65. He's probably gonna do that until he passes away." And I'm like, you know what? Honestly, like, it's not something I like to talk about because I wish my parents would never leave. But we all know after life comes death. And for me, if it happens that way, he will go in his happy place. So I'm not scared. It would not be fun. I'm not saying it would be fun, but if I had to choose the way that I was going to go, I would want to go while doing something I love and not feeling a thing and being happy. I'm getting into some deep conversations right now. I'm gonna switch away to the chat again. I can't lift more than 10 pounds, and I'm as slow as a turtle, and I only have about 4 or 5 hours standing time now. I had to go for more scans today. May have to go for another operation yet. Oh, that sucks. I still have a pocket of poison. Okay, so they didn't remove it. They didn't remove the whole thing. Um, I know. I always forget her name. Oh man, I hate when I do that. I have like this blank. I know she's on YouTube. I know I have her on Facebook. Oh man, come on. What's her name now? Anyway, all that just to say that there's someone else that is struggling with appendicitis or whatever you call it. Deep thoughts with Remy. Hey, Robert. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, and I don't know. She says on her Facebook that she was going to the hospital and they sent her home, but she was in real pain. So I don't know what's going on. Some things are going to need to change in the medical system. I don't know. I don't have the perfect answer. I don't have the perfect the perfect solution, but I know that things cannot go the way it's going now because saying hi to each other. What happened was my appendix burst, and it was 24 hours before I got into the operating room, and at that time I was changing color and it was all through my body. Oh no. And they didn't remove the whole thing? Like, that doesn't make sense. I can't understand why they would not remove the whole thing, especially if it busted. I've never had that, knock on wood. But I've had kidney stones, and kidney stones are not fun either. They try to get it all. I have 5 decent holes in my belly, but I was extremely bad case, and I was septic shock for 3 days. Wow. Well, I know we're not there to help. I mean, there's no way I can drive 12 hours to go give you a hand. But if there's anything from here that I can do, let me know. It was all the stuff leaking out when it burst. Yeah. If there's anything we can do for you, if you need, I know there's some people praying. If you need, I don't know, just let me know. If you want to talk, if you find your time, if you're bored, send me a message. I can hook you up with some pretty cool movies. I don't know if Scott's going live tonight. Rambling with the brooms. I don't think he is. So yes, I guess he's going live in about 10 minutes. So I will go here. Content. Live stream. Edit the current live stream. Go down. Customization, I guess. Redirect. Search video from another channel. Rambling with the brooms. Okay, it's not showing up. Primetime Friday, folks. Prime time. I'm just trying to set this up. Prime time Friday. There it is. Okay. All right. So that way, when I'm done with my live stream, you guys will be redirected to Scott. Just keep pumping out some videos. Keeps me going. Awesome. So yes, he's going live. I just figured it out. Hopefully he's going to be there this time. Like I said, yesterday was not there. I saw a nice collaboration by Ruse and Refugee talking about your favorite homesteaders homesteading book. I didn't do a video yet. I want to, but there's so many good books out there. I'm just wondering, you guys have any ones to suggest? I have this one here: Edible Wild Plants, Mushrooms, Fruits, and Nuts. One thing I will say, the AI is producing a bunch of books that cannot be trusted. So just be careful if you order some stuff from Amazon. They have some books that will literally tell you stuff that could kill you. And no matter what, if you read a book, even this one, even if I know it was written by someone very trustworthy, I will not do anything in there unless I double check my sources. Because you don't want to play with lives like this. So this one is a pretty cool one. I have a few ones here. I have this one, Total Guide for Survival in the Forest and Essential Techniques. It's a French book, but I know it's also produced in English. And basically, it's showing you what to do if you ever get lost in the woods. They're talking about hunting. Obviously, if you get lost in the woods and don't have a gun, you might not have a chance to hunt. But they're showing some ways that you can make some little traps for little animals, and showing ways that you can fish. They're talking about a few things that you can forage. And they're also talking about different kind of fruits that you can forage, and they're talking about where you can find those plants. So that's a pretty cool one too. All right, take care, Caitlin. Thank you so much for stopping by. It was nice to have you here. I showed you this one already. I have this one also. This book, The Complete Guide to Edible Wild Plants, Department of the Army. I guess from what I'm seeing, it might not be the best resource. If you can see the country here, but they have very good information. Regardless, they're talking about what kind of plants that we have here, and they're giving little cautions like this. Avoid any prickly pear cactus like plant with milky sap, or this one here. They're talking about this way. They're talking about pokeweed, and this would be pokeweed. And it says all part of this plants are poisonous if eaten raw. They're giving you hints on what to be careful with. Plantain is a very good plant. Nettle. That one's funny. I was making my order from M.I. Gardner and Jardin Les Coumens on the Quebec side, and I ordered some plants, some perennial. And Maryland asked me, "What do you want to do with that?" Like, I have some here, and I'm trying to get rid of it. Keep in mind that stinging nettle grows in the wild here in New-Brunswick. If I plant something somewhere, I don't know if I'm allowed to do it. I will have to check it out. But if I plant something in the wild around here where it's already growing, it might not be such a big issue, especially if the plants are struggling to grow in a certain area. So my goal is, if I'm allowed to, of course, I will do my proper research, to go on my dad's property and plant some seeds there. And maybe not this year, maybe not next year. Well, maybe not in 2024, maybe not even in 2025, but eventually I will have enough plants to go to forage, harvest, and bring back home and use it for the medicinal purposes. My grandma has been giving Helsa a bunch of her old books like that, and wild game cookbooks and stuff too. It's pretty interesting. Yeah, it is interesting once you get into it. And I mean, homesteading is about being self-sufficient, right? So I find it very, I find it even more interesting to know that there's a bunch of wild plants out there that you can harvest for food. I took, I say I took 2 classes, but it was actually by the same teacher and it was actually the same course. But I took it twice because I mean, you don't mess with stuff that you put in your mouth. So you want to be sure about what you're eating and you want to double check all your sources, right? So I went to one of those foraging class in the mid July, and just a second. And I went back to one of those classes again mid-August. So in between that 1 month, I tried to locate all the plants that the teacher showed us. And then I went to the class again to make sure that I was right on what I thought I was, seeing. Lots of different things you can do with different tree needles and that to take different broth and oils for different medicinal purposes. Yeah, there are a lot of plants in the wild. And the girl that gave us the class, her name was Julie Wild. She has a Facebook page if you're interested in seeing the stuff that she does. She was born on the Quebec side. She speaks French, but she can also, I'm sure she could help you out in English if you needed. I also have Jessica Gauvin from Fredericton. Like I said, she speaks English. She is English, and even though she has a French name, but she was showing a bunch of stuff that you can do with plants. Um, my opinion, and it's simply my opinion. I believe that the pharmaceuticals are there for a reason. In acute situation, in emergency situation. I also believe that some plants out there can help you, and this is just what I believe. Some of those plants can help you heal or during your healing process. Penicillin is an antibiotic and it comes from a mushroom. I'm currently taking, what's it called? Oh man, I hate when I forget. Botanist, herbalist class online. And one of the things that we're saying is pretty much all the medication out there come from some sort of a plant somewhere. The thing is, they remove the specific, the specific property of the plant, and sometimes they'll do like a chemical compound with that part of the plant to do the medication. it will work better. But if let's say that I have a heart attack, I don't have time to go in the woods to try to find some plants. I don't have time to go in the woods to find some plants if I'm having kidney issues. But I know that I'm bound to have kidney issues again. Kidney stones, I should say. So I can do some research and try to find if there's any natural product out there, different kind of teas, or other drinks like that maybe would help. I'm not saying that it would cure everything, but it could help. Um, you know, I used to take some medication for anxiety and stress. Uh, I can take a chamomile tea, and it will relax me enough that I don't need to take those pills anymore. Um, you know, the medications are there for a reason, but it doesn't mean that you should do everything you can to get it to stay addicted to them. They can be very addictive, and even though I work in a pharmacy, I try to avoid the medication whenever I can. But I know that sometimes, I get a headache. I'll go outside, breathe some fresh air, and maybe I'll drink a glass of water. Sometimes it'll pass. But if it doesn't pass, I'll take an Advil. But 50% of the time that it will pass on its own by going outside and breathing fresh air is better than taking Advil 100% of the time. Yes, I agree. And like I said, I think that the herbs and tea that you drink will help you prevent getting sick. But I also believe that some people are more bound to get sick regardless of what they eat. I mean, there are people out there that've been healthy their whole life. They've been eating well, non-smokers. They go for a walk every day. They do everything right, every recommendation there is, and they can still end up with cancer or some other illness, which um, it proves that you can do whatever you want. If it's your turn to go, it's your turn to go. But I like to think that you can do small things to help, and apothecary might be one of the things you can do. Like I said, I don't think that we need to get rid of all the medications. Not what I'm saying, but we can prevent and do a little bit of I don't want to say research, but maybe educate ourselves a little bit more on foraging, because there are some plants out there that can help you prevent. It's not only the plants out there, but if you have a garden and you don't put chemicals on it, like on the garden, your vegetables, your fruits, everything will taste better and it will be healthier. And you will feel better. The act of putting the kettle on for tea has been proven to reduce stress and anxiety. Cool. I I keep saying I have to go outside to harvest my chamomile, but I'm pretty sure it's dead by now. I still have some mint, uh, some chamomile, some mandarin balm, some lemon balm. Although I did harvest a lot of mint and lemon balm already. Do everything right and healthy, and then get run over by a silent Prius. Yeah. Um, there was a friend of mine that told me a couple of weeks back, he's like, man, you need to start eating better. And I'm like, I know a guy, and I don't want to like I don't want to say that you should follow my example. It's not what I'm saying. Please don't do that. But the guy was eating healthy. He was an environmentalist. He was fighting against all the companies out here that were polluting. He had his own, like his lawnmower was the one that you push, and it was just turn a wheel, non-electric, non-battery lawnmower, uh, because he was watching his health. He started running. He went for a little jog every day, and that lasted for about a month. He passed away from a heart attack. And then I see my grandfather on my dad's side. He lived until he was 93. He was a normal, like, once in a while drinker, like I am. I mean, I usually just have a little drink. I don't get drunk every day, but I have a little drink every once in a while. I eat a lot of chocolate. So did he. He was a guy that loved sugar, and he still lived until he was 93. Now, my grandfather on my mother's side passed away um, a month ago, maybe, and he was just the same. He was living pretty much the same life I am. He was having his beer, watching TV. He was going for a walk. He was taking his walk pretty much every day until the later years, where he was told by his doctor that he was ruining his knees and that he had to stop. But he was still eating. Well, I don't want to say junk because I wasn't there to see what he was eating, but if he had a chocolate bar in front of him, he was going to eat it. So you can do things to help, but in the end, if you believe in the big guy up there, he's the one that has the final word. And I just believe that when your time comes, your time comes. You can do all you want. You can be safe. You can eat healthy. All we can do is hope for the best, right? I'm going deep. Marilyn, you're supposed to stop me. You're supposed to stop me when I'm sidetracking like this. You probably send me a message. No, you didn't even send me a... Come on, Marilyn. I'm just going to put the blame on you. Well, let's see. Is Scott live now? He is. He's got 16 people watching already. So I'm going to stop there. You're shopping. So it's Quebec Black Friday. Do they have any good sales in one of those seed companies? Because I'm not addicted to seeds at all. In all honesty, 2 days was bad at the hospital. All I could do was hold Alyssa's hand, and I also came to the conclusion it was my time, like the others around me. Makes you think differently for sure. Yeah. I've been through one of those situations where, in French we call it the aquaplanage. I don't know what it's called in English when you like kind of drift on the water. You're driving with your car and you kind of slide on the water. I was going on a highway and I hit a little bump with a little small car. It was a little Hyundai Accent. And I remember losing control of the car. The car went like 360 in the middle of the highway. And I remember after the first 360, I looked in front of me and it was this big truck coming. And I'm like, I'm gone. That's it. I'm dead. I just closed my eyes and I'm like, okay, let's just hope it doesn't hurt. And then I opened my eyes and I was in the ditch. And a truck driver I just saw him pass next to me. And he stopped. He was in the ditch. And I opened my eyes. I was like, what just happened? Hydroplane, yeah. It was the scariest thing that ever happened to me. I thought for sure it was gone. When everything happened so fast, I just remember seeing the truck The truck, oh, close my eyes, boom, suddenly, oh shit, what's going on? Like, what happened? And I had my hand on the steering wheel like this, and I just remember, like, okay, what happened? Like, what's going on? Like, am I still alive? Am I still okay? Like, what just happened? And there's a car that stopped by, and the trucker also, they came at me, and they're like, man, are you okay? I was like, I think so. Am I still alive? They're like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, then I'm okay. They started laughing, and they're like, okay, like, you wanna come sit in my truck just for a few minutes just to make sure you're fine? I'm like, no. From here, I'm just gonna go home. He's like, you want to call the cops? I'm like, no. Like, is your truck okay? He's like, yeah. You didn't like. And then I looked from behind my car, and like all that happened was like a little tiny scratch on the light in the back. So I'm like, yeah. Like, I mean, what are the cops gonna do? Like, it's nobody's fault. There's nothing to fix on the vehicle. Like, there's a few flies in here. I don't know what's going on. Those little tiny fruit flies, kind of, but they're not fruit flies. They look like tiny mini mosquitoes. I don't know. But anyway, I was fine, but that was scary. That was very, very, very scary. Oh, there's nothing good for me. So no good seed sales. I didn't. I mean, I ordered this. I don't even remember when. Is there a date on there? In April? April 8th, 2023. I still have them in their little envelopes. Oh, well, this came from... Okay, that's not a good example. This came from... M.I. Gardner. Okay. Yeah. But those are seeds that I purchased at Giant Tiger for like 25 cents a pack. So I have parsley, spinach, sweet basil, dill, cabbage, turnips, lettuce, and different kind of lettuce. I'm going to have so much seeds again this year, but I am done. Like, I don't need to order anymore. I just put in another order 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? These ones. Oh, come on, stop. Yeah. So from M.I. Gardner, I have Harmon yellow gooseberry tomatoes, baby Roma tomatoes, Manitoba tomatoes, yellow pear tomatoes, yellow plum tomatoes, early prolific straight neck squash. I love those. I probably grow like 50 a year. White globe turnips, a ruby red leaf lettuce, red Russian kale, and asparagus. I didn't realize that I had all those seeds already here when I placed my last order. And what else? I have another order here from M.I. Gardner. What? And these orders were put in like last spring. Lemon mint, lemon cucumber, super red romaine lettuce, tender sweet carrots, golden wax beans, crisp mint lettuce, giant crimson tomatoes. Those are pretty rare and pretty awesome. I think there's only like 5 seeds in a pack. I have some of those Purple Beauty peppers. I was waiting for John at Willow Grow to send some to me, but I never received them. So I figured, I'm just gonna order some. It's not like it's expensive. Big red pepper, sugar snap peas, Market More cucumbers, beans, 42 Days tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, Black Beauty zucchinis, Italian striped zucchinis, golden zucchinis, radishes, radishes. Uh, and I have 2 more orders coming in. I'm good with seeds for the next 2 years. Okay, I just have to check a little something here. What? Do I still have it open? No, I don't. I quit smoking, eating better, no energy drink, and a ton of other stuff. That's probably the best thing you've ever done. Those energy drinks, they're bad. Smoking is bad. And I think that's, every little thing you can do to help your body is good. You probably don't have time to go for a jog. I know I don't. Well, I could probably find the time to go, but working out in the garden, milling lumber is like you do. You don't need to worry about being healthy. CR, hello. Thank you so much for being here. You've been here for a while, I know, but I've been talking, and when I start talking, I can't stop. Just saw a car ad. Yeah. I've had one of those. Me and my friend, she was driving, went across the road, hit a laneway, hit the ditch on the other side, and then the barrel rolled out in the field, ended up on the roof. I remember opening my eyes, and when we finally stopped, same deal. Yeah. Mostly local store for clothes, decorations, or baby stuff. Yeah, I'm done with babies. Although I have a little niece. She's only 1 year old. She's not even 1 year old. She's going to be 1 year old in precisely 2 months. Christmas is coming. Christmas is coming. I don't want to say that too loud, but winter is coming as well. Recently got some seeds too. You could go for a salad. Look what I found. Some peanuts that are able to grow in my zone. I can't wait to try these. Dark Detroit beets, romaine lettuce. I don't remember who sent me those. Was it Amanda or Wildflowers Mix? Be surprised. I didn't plant them yet. I don't know if I should plant them as perennials or as annuals. I have broccoli here, thyme. Those are old seeds from last year. Golden wax, bush beans. Those are from Amanda, her life off grid. Rosemary. Those are perennials, aren't they? Yeah, perennial zone 7. Come on, those are supposed to last year. Well, I'm gonna have to start them early in the spring. Spinach, butter crunch lettuce, Black Beauty zucchinis. Those are all the seeds that I have laying around that I didn't have time to put in one of my 4 plastic containers yet. Yes, I have the San Marzano. You want some? I can probably. I probably have some more in my plastic containers that I don't know of. Hickory Croft is supposed to send me some. I didn't hear from them about the ones that I sent them. I think they wanted some Manitoba tomatoes, and I sent them some with the Seed Exchange Challenge. Now I don't know if they liked them or not. I began to go to the gym 5 days a week for 20 minutes, beginning to have a little midlife belly. Michaeline, you're like, no, no, don't, no. Hello, Tracy. Nice to have you here. I'm just laughing because of what Michaeline told me earlier when I started my live stream. I personally, myself, bought 5 memberships to give away. And Marilyn was like, "You're tired of seeing Tracy buy you some, right? So you're just making sure that it's all saturated and I'm not trying to stop you. I'm just going to buy you some more and more. No. Daddy's fixed. Not happening. Okay, those are from Brigitte. Okay. I didn't plant them yet. I don't know if it's perennial or annuals. I'm just going to have to find a place to put them. I think I have the right place to put them. There might be some weeds, but I can fix something. Yeah, we're only talking about seeds, not food yet. Well, now we're talking about foods, but just because Megan mentioned it. It always turns to food when Ciara arrives. Yes, and I'm hungry. Still getting the odd tomato out of our greenhouse. Yeah, I had to put my greenhouse down because the one I have behind the house is catching all the wind coming from like down the hill. And like the one on this side of the house is just a tiny one and it's still okay. The wind doesn't hit it full speed. In it, I had some of those plants that are illegal in Canada and not anywhere else. And I didn't get anything out of them other than seeds. So I'm just letting it there, letting it do its thing. And hopefully I can have some other plants next year. The greenhouse I had behind my house is getting all the way in from down the hill. So I had to take it down, but it was pretty much done anyway. The coal was going in. The pumpkins were outgrowing the greenhouse and stopping me from closing the doors. So the coal was getting in there and, the plants were dying. I brought some of those plants inside, but they ended up dying anyway. So whatever. Well, it's when you are like that it shows faster. I'm not sure what you meant, but anyway, I'm not able to get the wood stove in anytime soon, so we'll have to start over in the spring. Oh, that's not fun. Meter for flowers next year. I wonder if any could still use the ones I bought around our lives. I remember this one time I bought her 5, and I was refunded for all the 5. I think that as long as nobody takes them all, they're not given. Like, they'll do a little draw with all the available names, and like you give 10. If there was not 10 people available to receive it, I think it's not given at all, and just you're gonna get a refund. I think. I'm not 100% sure. I got seeds for the Manitoba tomato. I want to try them next year. They were developed at the Martin Manitoba Research Center. Morden is named after a great uncle, and I live on Morden Hill. Awesome. Asking if he was refunded for Tracy made a little comment on Annie's live stream a few weeks back, and Annie's live stream was taken down, so Tracy feels bad and he's buying her a bunch of members, but it didn't work because nobody claimed them. So we don't know if it's going to get a refund or not. I think it will. Well, it's a tomato for you. I grew some this year. They are the only one that have black rot on them, though. Yeah, there are some tomatoes. The Roma tomatoes. I I brought a bunch of tomatoes inside that were still green, and I'd say about 10% of them ended up uh, rotting instead of uh, like they didn't turn red. They didn't ripe at all. They just seemed to, yeah. Well, just saw a few of them. Still not good to go, I would say. Yeah, good idea. Um, if any of the moderators, Tracy or Marilyn, if you want to share Back to Basics Homestead channel, you can go ahead. And if you don't know what to do, you have to click the join button. Once you do that, it'll open up a window with all the membership, um, different levels. And you click the three little dots on the upper right corner. And then you go down to gift settings. And then it's going to open up a little window asking you if you want to allow gifts. And it says you could receive a 1 month membership to your channel, interact with, including Rim's Family Farm. In this case, you can still receive a gift from channels you've allowed before. So you just have to turn that on. Thank you for sharing, Marilyn. I will never grow San Marzano again. Ran out of time here, so none ripened on their own. I had some success with giant crimson tomatoes, although they did not get as big as the ones from my gardener, because obviously he's a way more experienced and skilled gardener than I am. Also, his season is probably better than mine, and I didn't plant them in my greenhouse. But I got a few. Got a few of those lawn keepers that Marilyn recommended. I think that most of them were eaten already. If not, they went down in spaghetti sauce or salsa, or there's still some in the freezer. There might be some left in the box. I had to throw a whole box of tomatoes away because my cat peed in it. I ended up with a bunch of Roma tomatoes. Those are the ones that we used for spaghetti sauce, and it was awesome. Well, it tasted fine when we did the sauce. After pressure canning it, it was not as good. But I was told by a bunch of people that it could be the spice. It could be the fact that that we pressure canned. Um, my girlfriend said that it tasted moldy, but if there's no mold, it has to be something else. So we'll see. We'll see the next one what happens. Cindy, Chris, and Steph. Okay, Cindy. Chris and Steph got so many on their plant. I wanted to try anyway. Yeah, laughing at my cat. It's not funny, Marilyn. It's not funny at all. Poor little thing. He lost. He's got the surgery done. So I'm gonna let him go outside in about a week from now. I love cats. I don't know. There's something about waking up in the morning, being the first one to wake up, and he's waiting for you at the entrance of, like, at the door. And then you go lay down on the couch to watch TV. And he comes next to you and, just rubs himself in your face and rubs your face, and he wants to cuddle. And special, yeah. You're less hungry now, huh? Are in a better growing zone than me. They are 6.5 hours south of me. 2B? Wow, that's really, really cold. There's those 42 days tomatoes that you could try, and the Manitoba tomatoes. Maybe the Romas would still work for you. Yeah, I'm in 3B, but love to try. My cat tries to kill me every morning. I just fall on my face. Yeah, cats will do that, right? And yeah, that's awesome. I gave you a shout out earlier. If you're interested in joining, you can join for only 99 cents a month, and get me closer to retirement, I guess. Every people that join makes it, an hour closer to my retirement. No, but seriously, I try to show some behind the scenes pictures, photos, videos, little surveys sometimes, things like that, which is pretty awesome. I like hearing from you guys. I put a survey out there for what you guys would like to see next. It was not for members only, though. It was for everyone. I didn't even go see the results yet. I'm still giving you a chance to go and write down something. If you go in on my page, in my community page, there's a survey there asking you what you would like me to do, and it's basically I am challenging you to challenge me, kind of thing. Tracy, you did not have to do that. I'm just going to go and do the same thing for you again. Marshmallow Man, Wild Edibles, Ryan Arseneault, Becoming Green Stalker, and Samantha Lapointe were gifted membership by T-Hand141. Thank you so much, Tracy. It seems like our little friendly fight will never stop, because next time I'll have to go and do the same thing to you. It is what it is. All of it. Don't put that on your cat. You do that to yourself. All right, so I will do like usual. Put amazing little music in the background. And in a few seconds, you will be redirected to Scott at Ramblings with Rooms. And, I encourage you to go watch him, support him. He's an awesome guy. And, what did they say? It's a point of honor now. Can't stop. Yeah, it's whoever wins. Whoever has to go bankrupt first, right? We're just sending each other money. That's all we're doing. Take care, everyone. See you next Friday.